Dimaranan is the Miss USA Supranational 2018, a TV host, model, and a Love Island reality show star. Whether she is on the go or spending time with her family, she gives everything, she does her all, and that is what makes her the inspiring individual that she is today.
Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of In Love with Me, where we feature inspiring individuals who share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafae Velasco, and for this series, our topic is Finding Your Why. For this episode, we have an empowered woman, a beauty queen, to be specific, Miss USA Supranational 2018, a TV host, model, and a Love Island reality show star to motivate us and to take action. So without further ado, let me welcome the beautiful and amazing Katrina Jayne Dimaranan. Hi!
Hi. Oh my goodness. Hi. How are you?
I'm even better now that I'm able to catch up with you and seeing your beautiful face after so
Ah,
many years. My gosh, I don't
I
even
know.
know.
And you know what's crazy? You don't even age.
Who's talking? But you saw my son, they age. But anyways, I'm so happy that we've really connected and stayed friends all these years. And like I told
I
you earlier, I've
know.
been cheering for you like from a distance. I've seen you
Thank
succeed
you.
in so many things. Up until now, you keep inspiring women, Filipinas, and I'm sure that even if you come back to the Philippines, there's so many people that are going to be happy to see you and catch up with you,
Aw.
including myself. But anyways, for the ones that aren't familiar of Katrina, she's an amazing woman. She came out here to compete. To join the Binibini. So maybe you can share your story and give a little bit of a background on how you are that empowered, inspiring woman that you are today.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? When I graduated high school, um, I flew to the Philippines not for the pageant, but it was because my mom was like, why don't you go to the Philippines, take a break before you go to college and take care of your Lola because she was a little ill at the time. So I went to the Philippines and I didn't really know too much about Binibini Pilipinas. I know Miss Universe and other pageants, but that's about it. And then when I went to a modeling agency, that was when someone, and I remember it was Mouse, that was his name, and he said, "Wait, like don't do modeling, do Binibini Pilipinas." I was like, "What is that? Ano yon?" And then he was like, like the Miss Philippines, and I was like, "Huh? Di ko alam yun." They're like, "Basta pumunta ka sa practice, just go to the practice, just see how it is." I was like, "Okay." So I go home, call my mom. She's in the States. I'm in the Philippines. I'm like, "Ma, ano tong Binibini Pilipinas? Like, should I do it? What is that?" She was like, "Anak, oh my God, gawin mo." So, at first, what I knew about pageants, honestly, was I thought it was all just about glitz and glamour. And I thought the women were, stuck up, or they just were there to be beautiful on the outside. I thought that's what it was. But as I got into the trainings and then I got to meet the other girls from Aces and Queens, I sort of just realized there's so much more to these women. And all these women have come from so many different backgrounds, have gone through so many different things, have accomplished different things. My year in Binibini Pilipinas, 2012, we had a lawyer, we had a doctor, we had models, we had actresses, we had so many different types of women from all different fields. And little me, I was like the youngest. I think I was 17, 18 at the time. And I was like, well, I haven't done anything yet. But the thing that kept me wanting to pursue the pageant, because at one point I wanted to give up. I was like, this is too much for me. It was so late nights. You know how it is, right? You're training for the pageant, you're up late night, your feet's hurting, your body's exhausted, you're mentally exhausted, all the Q&A trainings, which thank you, Tita Nad, you helped me forever. But all of that at 18 was just too much. And I told my mom, but then I went through my messages on Facebook. And as you know, Filipinos are huge on social media on Facebook. And I received so many messages from people because there was an episode, I forgot what Filipino news show where we had to sort of talk about our life a little bit. So I was able to talk about my upbringing, which I had never done before because I used to be, I don't know, I guess I was ashamed because I was like, oh, I went through so many bad things growing up. But then because of that, I received so many messages from people of all ages, of all, male, female, kids, adults, and they were just like, nakaka-inspire ka naman, or this is motivating me to do so much better, and I don't want to give up. And honestly, that's really what pushed me to stay and compete until the very end. And even then, I didn't think I was going to win. I was next to MJ, Lastimosa, shout out to MJ.
Mm.
And I looked at her when they were about to announce the winners, and I was like, girl, my feet hurt so bad. Like, can we just go to McDonald's after this? Like, I'm just so tired. And I was like, I think I did my best, but whatever happens, happens. And then when they called my name, I was like, oh my God, ito na ba? Ito na talaga. And then, like, ever since we won, all the traveling we got to do, all the learning and all of the volunteer work, actually, that's where I really began to understand charity work and really get involved in it, even years after. And even when I moved back to the States, I was really involved in so many organizations because of Bini Bini Pilipinas. So that's really where it all started from. Ah,
Right.
yeah,
We thank, of course, Stella Arneta, our mom, pretty much our second mom over there in Bilibili,
I
Pilipinas. Thank you for all
know.
the experience and for believing in us. But before that,
Yeah.
Katrina, I want to ask you. I know you grew up in California, and then having to
Mm.
come to the Philippines was a big step, a big move. It's out of your comfort zone. So, what would be your advice to girls who are wanting to come to the Philippines, who are, Filipino Americans that want to pursue your footsteps? I know there's a lot of
You know,
culture shock, right? So,
yeah,
what
no,
would
it
you tell
definitely
them
is.
that needs to prepare
Yeah,
now?
that's a really good question because, I did wish that a lot of women asked me more about that because I know how it feels to move to a whole nother country and not have your immediate family with you. I'm not gonna lie, the first 2 months, I was calling my mom at like 5 in the morning because I was still jet lagged and I was crying because I just missed them so much. So I guess one of the things that I would love to let all these women and men know if you are gonna go to the Philippines and you want to make that move for whatever reason, it's okay to be scared. It is okay to not know what you're doing. It is okay to be scared of your surroundings and feel like you don't belong because that's how I felt when I first went there. And it's okay. So don't try to fight that feeling if you do end up going there. It's okay to be scared. But what's great about being scared is that you know that you can move past it. So for me, I got to know so many girls from Bini Bini Pilipinas who are now still lifelong friends. So one thing that I can say aside from that is, just be open minded. Don't think it's going to be a perfect journey when you get there because you're going to go through bumps, but you're also going to go through a lot of triumphs too. And you're going to get over those triumphs and then you're just going to succeed and you're just going to have so much fun and you're just going to love the Philippines because how can you not love the Philippines, right? I mean, the food, the people, the culture, the places. I mean, it's beautiful. So, don't be so hard on yourself when you move into a new area. Just take it all in, take it one step at a time, one day at a time. I promise you, you guys will absolutely fall in love with the Philippines if you haven't already yet.
No, I agree with you, and maybe I just have to add on because it's also for the Filipinos who want to move abroad. Just have that open mindset that it is a new
Yeah.
environment, new culture, so you have to be, I guess, welcoming to that. Obviously, you left a place that had its own schedule, its own character. So when you move to another place, just know that it's different. It's. I guess
Yeah.
one thing that I always like to share is do your research. Ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know now you do have Google. you do have all those things, but it's also nice to
There
ask
you
like
go.
Katrina what she went through. Maybe she can refer you to
Hmm.
certain people. I know back then I had so much fun with you, but I know you were also homesick, which is what I also felt
Yeah,
and what my husband did too. He went through it. I mean, imagine coming out here in '97. There was no internet at
oh,
all, and not even understanding the
exactly.
language.
You couldn't
That was
just message someone to ask them like, "Hey, what is
Mhm.
here to do?" You know, it wasn't that easy for you guys, so you should know firsthand. I mean, you also flew from, is it Australia? Australia, right? Or New Zealand?
Australia. Yeah.
Australia, exactly.
Yes.
So that must have been
Australia.
a way more crazy time.
It was, I guess, as an Aussie, or the way that um, I was brought up is that we trust everybody. That's why Nick always laughs at me. He goes, you can't trust
Yes.
everyone. And I was like, okay. But I heard that,
I thought you get
I
kidnapped.
guess was challenged the hard way. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyways, without that experience, right, you wouldn't be the strong person that you are today. Um,
Mm,
I truly believe in that. Lessons in life are also, like you said, triumphs. It is also rewarding when you look at it, if you fast forward. So speaking of that,
yeah.
you are now Miss USA. You have that title too. So I guess you go back to
I
America and still put
know.
it. So how did that come about? I mean, can you talk us about from when you were reigning here? How much longer did you stay in the Philippines and decide to go back?
When I think I was here. So your duration of your reign is about a year or so. So I believe after my reign ended, I was in the Philippines for maybe almost a year. But I was flying back and forth to visit family and then, like going back to the Philippines and stuff. But when I was there, probably an extra about a year or so before I flew back to the States, because I was like, you know what, I at the time my family really needed me also for other reasons, so I flew back as well, and then I realized, I should just sort of pretty much get my life, not my life, but like sort of get it situated in the US now, since I knew I was going to have to stay here for a little bit longer. And honestly, I feel like it worked out. It worked out for the best. Whether I was in the Philippines or here, I feel like I was going to be doing and aiming for the same things. It's just here in the States, I'm with my family, and I did grow up here, even though I speak fluent Tagalog and I am very much Filipino. I did grow up here. So the lifestyle in the US was really what raised me. But my Filipino culture is something that you cannot take away from me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, even though I was living here in the US and this is where I really did all the other things that, I've achieved, I was still very, very much in the Filipino culture. So,
Amazing. So now moving forward, when did you decide to join pageants in the US?
okay, let's see. I mean, it was what, like 5, 6 years later, huh? I don't know. I mean, I wasn't really thinking about it at first. I was trying to focus on school. I was doing, a little bit of modeling here and there. But one of my very good friends, Cece Asuncion, a shout out to Cece, he hit me up and he was just like, "Hey, like, have you ever thought about doing another pageant or like Miss USA or anything like that?" And I was like, I don't know if I should. I mean, I feel like I have so much on my plate with, having to support my family and also at the same time trying to figure out my life because I was 20, what was I, 25, 24 or something like that, maybe around that age. And he was like, just give it one last shot. You never know. I mean, you just have to just have fun. There's so many girls who look up to you, and why not just do it one more time? And it took me a while to really accept that, like, okay, maybe I do want to try it again. And I went through the process of them trying to find the next Miss USA Supranational. And long story long, I always say long story long, they decided to appoint me instead of, continue with the pageant to find the right Miss USA representative. So I was so excited and I felt like that was just a blessing in disguise. I'm so grateful. It was such an amazing opportunity. And at the time, I feel like I was way more polished as a beauty queen and as a person. I felt like I've gone through a lot more experiences than when I was 18, 17 years old in the Philippines, competing with all these amazing women who have achieved so much. So I just felt way more comfortable during that
Yes.
time, and I had so much fun. When I competed in Poland, for me it was just, be myself, um enjoy the moment, take it all in, and just remember that you are there to represent the USA. But I didn't just go there to represent the USA, okay? I went in there to represent Filipinos and Filipino Americans, which I hope I did a great job in.
And congratulations with that, because when I saw that happen and you were appointed, you were experiencing the whole thing. I was like, dang, this girl,
Yeah.
she is just striving to be, more of an inspiring woman to a lot of the Filipinas, and the Filipino Americans, because you did have the USA, sash. I mean,
The
who do you
sash.
know apart from yourself that wore a Philippine sash and a USA sash? I mean, that's a huge achievement, and now you're also a reality star. So how did that come
Oh
about?
my
That's
goodness.
what I'm curious.
Oh my goodness. Okay, after I did Miss Supranational, which by the way, I am so grateful. We almost got it. It was between me and Puerto Rico. So shout out to Miss Valeria. She was an amazing, amazing queen. But after that, I was sort of just at the time, it's such a crazy story. At the time, it was like a casting, and I thought it was for like a modeling thing and like a show, and we get to travel. So I was a bit confused at the time. But during that time, I was like, you know what? I just came straight from a pageant. I feel good about myself, and why not just experience other things? Because I'm that type of person where I just want to experience everything and anything. I am so free spirited. I just, like even in the move to the Philippines and deciding myself to stay there, that was because I was like, this is exciting. It's scary, but it's exciting. So I was like, okay, let's just submit. And then fast forward, long story long, they were like asking me all these questions. And then I got a call later on in the year, and they were telling me, oh, I'm coming for the audition. And then they started asking me about relationships and all this. And I was like, okay, this is one of those moments in my life where I was like, do I want to have my life out there, like my personal life, which I have never been comfortable doing. And as a beauty queen, yes, they see us everywhere. They love to know about the things that we do and who we are. But for me personally, I never really brought my personal life onto, like into the public's hand ever. So that was such a crazy experience. And again, it's one of those things where I was scared. I had doubts about it because I was like, oh my God, later on when I found out it was for a reality show, like a dating competition and like a competition thing, I was like, you know what? I don't know. Like, I started thinking about like the pageant fanatics who have supported me, and the Philippines being a bit more conservative compared to here in the US. I was like, I just don't want people to judge me, and I don't want them to think I'm this, and this when I'm not. You know how they have those connotations about reality TV and all those things. So for me, those are the things I was worried about. I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want people to be disappointed in me, and most of all, like my family, I didn't want them to be like, why are you doing this? But when I decided to do it, I pondered on it, I prayed, I journal a lot, and I was just thinking about it. I was
Yes.
like, you know what? You just got to do it. I mean, whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? And life is so, so short. And I started thinking about all the things that I've had to overcome growing up. And I was like, I've been through so much growing up. Like, this is something that I want to do for myself. It's not, I'm not representing my country. I'm not doing it for my family. It was more like, you know what? Let's just do this. Although there was a prize. So the cash prize, I wanted that for my family. That was another big reason. But overall, I knew that I had to be in it 100%. Otherwise, it would just be a waste of my time. So that was just I went in there and I told myself to just be myself no matter what people think, no matter what they say, if they hate me or love me, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna have fun. And that's exactly what I did. And even through there, I met a lot of great people, and so many opportunities has come since then, which I did not expect at all. And I can just say I do not regret doing it whatsoever. Not even one bit. It was so much fun.
And congratulations, because I know that, like you said, you're always game for anything. Because when you're in the Philippines, whenever I call you up, hey, we're going
Yeah.
out. You're like, yeah, I'll be there. You and Danny and then Nick and I would just
Yeah.
go and have fun. And
Yeah.
and I see it now. You're one of those people that I really admire because you are genuine. You've always been the same ever since I've known you,
Yeah.
regardless of
Thank you.
everything you've done, and that's a trait that I really, really respect. So you did mention that you journal a lot, and I do want to ask you, and maybe you can share with everyone because I know a lot of people out there need that motivation. How do you stay
Yeah.
motivated? What are the key things that you do daily apart from journaling?
You know, right. Well, I like to work out. I mean, not only to try to stay in shape or get in shape, but really because I feel like, your body releases so many endorphins that every time I work out, even if I didn't want to begin with, after the workout, you just feel so much better. You feel so much lighter in the head mentally, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally. And you just feel like you can conquer anything throughout that day. So that's one thing. I'm very, very close with my family. They're my backbone in life. They're everything to me. So I talk to my mom and them every day. We text all the time. All of my cousins, we're like best friends. So that's one thing. You just need to have like that small circle where, you can trust them fully 100% and know that they support you no matter what and they accept you for who you are. That is such a big thing because for me, before, when I was a bit younger, maybe during Bini Bini Filipinas times, during that time when you're still trying to figure out who you are, which I still am even now. But at that time, I was more like, no, I don't want to open up to anyone. I was very closed. Whereas now I feel like when you open up and you let your wall down, that's actually more of a sign of courage and strength than it is when you're like, no, I'm this tough person. And that's something I definitely had to learn. And that's something that I also want everyone to know about is that, just because you break down, just because you have bad moments, just because, you feel like, oh my God, someone knows so much of my life, you feel naked, that's actually a sign of strength that you're willing to do that. So that's also something that I think about on the daily. And then obviously the journaling, which I highly, highly recommend because, I try to journal every night. Some nights I don't just because I forget or I'm so busy. But if you do have the time and you can make it into a habit, journaling is so, so helpful because you get to jot down your thoughts for the day, what you did for the day, your goals, whether it be, your goals for the week or your goals for the day, like a little to-do list. And then you get to look back on it every day and you see the growth or you can see what you can work on or you can sort of monitor how you feel and your outlook on life literally every day as you look back on what you've written. That's one thing. Another thing I do to stay positive is, positive affirmations. So literally, like it sounds so lame, but it's not lame. I literally follow maybe a few accounts and have read so many books about, just self positivity and, like being being proud of who you are, no matter where you come from or what you've done or all your mistakes, that makes you feel good when you read all those positive quotes or those books who are actually written by professionals. So in a way, even though they don't know who you are, they kind of know what they're talking about. So I highly suggest reading positive books and uplifting books and self-help books. Those help as well. Don't let it take over your life and guide or sort of make that who you are because it's not. It's just a little bit of a reminder to sort of see life in more of like a positive outlook, I guess. And I love music. You know what? I love dancing. Listen to music. Okay. I like hip hop. I love all that ratchet stuff. Okay. I'm a beauty queen, yes, but I'm still from the Bay. So I love music. Music just lifts up my mood. I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah, and then again, just going back to think about the things that you've already accomplished and the things that you've overcome. And I promise
Mhm.
you, that will just already push you even further to be more positive because it's like, okay, I got that done. What makes me think I can't get this done, you know? So yeah, I think those are some of the things that I do. It's not anything crazy. I feel like we all can do that, but
Yeah.
yeah, those are my
It's simple
go-tos.
things that, yeah, it's simple things that we have on hand. It's just a matter of, I guess,
Yeah,
getting up and just looking at what you have around you, or even your social media. I mean, if you guys have Instagram, Facebook,
exactly.
obviously you can follow inspiring people like Katrina right here, and possibly even ask her a question, and she will be more than happy to even give you more resources or guides that she's using,
Yeah.
or even Bay music. I mean,
Okay. Okay.
but again, I love what you've done, and I love what you're sharing right now because it's great reminders. The journaling is so powerful. I think I shared it with everyone before on how to cast and how to recapitulate. So casting is, of course, your
I love that.
wish for the next day, and recapitulating is what, like you were saying, what you have done throughout that day. It could be at night, or it could be, several times a day, like, from breakfast to lunch. Okay, what just happened? Just for you to understand your
Yeah.
feelings, your emotions, what made you happy,
Yeah.
what can you avoid. So I love it. I love that you're journaling. It's something that I do encourage everyone also, so that you can also vent. I mean, if you don't feel comfortable on speaking to someone, journaling is like speaking to someone, but it's between yourself and perhaps God, or a
Your own
higher
thoughts.
power
Yeah,
that is listening,
exactly.
and is guiding you too. So with that, another achievement of yours is your hosting for an amazing show in the
Yeah.
States too, right? Tell me a little bit about that and how you
Yeah.
landed that.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I am a TV host for TFC's Adobo Nation, if you guys didn't know, and it's pretty much a lifestyle show where, we talk about current events, anything Filipino American related, and then obviously food. I mean, the title itself has adobo in it.
I
So
know.
every episode we feature, right? So and I'm all about that. So
Mm.
oh, the main reason why I auditioned because I know that every episode they get to feature food or a chef or some sort, and then we all get to eat it at the end, and then get to know, the people of the restaurant or the company or whoever. And I auditioned for that back in 2016, I want to say, and I saw that they were having auditions, and I personally, and I think it was from Binibini Pilipinas. I always love to listen to people and talk to people and getting to know people, like not even as like a job or anything. I just enjoy hearing people's stories. And I think it was also because at the time I didn't like to talk about myself because I was so closed off and was too cool, but I genuinely liked hearing people's life stories. So since then, I just really enjoyed, communicating with people and seeing where they've come from or what they do or just little things about them. And so when I ended up getting that role, I loved it and I still love it. And I think I will forever love hosting because it's just so much fun. You just get to blab and then hear another person's thoughts, whether they agree with you or not. It's just fun to converse pretty much.
Mhm.
Like I sound like a weirdo, but it is fun to converse. But yeah,
No, no,
and
no. I agree with
I
you.
got
That's
to interview. Yeah, and not only that,
Yeah. Go
it's like
ahead.
you get to learn. You learn so many things from hearing people talk. I mean, I just learned from you
Mhm.
the proper terms of journaling, which I didn't even know prior. So that's amazing. But no, yeah, I really enjoy
That's,
it. It's something that yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's something that you're doing right now, and I'm sure you understand what I mean when it comes to interviewing people. It's a lot of fun. It is.
it is. I mean, like for me, I'm catching up with you, and at the same time, I'm getting to know you again.
Yeah.
And it's like reading a book, but really you're listening and you're seeing each other. So it actually hits the three. I forgot what exactly the term for that, but the visual, kinesthetic, and what's the other one? Anyways, you know what I'm talking about.
See, I
But
just learned that too.
but that's what I'm saying is that you have consistently um, reinvented yourself, elevated yourself because of the continuous learning. And I think that's a really major factor that we are trying to share with everyone right now. There's so many resources, especially now. People are creating positive content everywhere, and including
Hmm.
my show here. And thank you to James from Kumu. Hello to everyone in Kumu. We're also live streaming there. Katrina, if you haven't heard of it yet, but Kumu is an
Woo!
amazing app. I think there's 75%. I think there's statistics now of the Philippines who are using that app. So say hi to everyone who
Woo!
is watching.
Hi. See, I need to hop on that.
I'll
I need
tell
to
you
hop
about
on
it
that.
more. But anyways, again, Katrina, I'm so thankful for your time. I know you're a busy bee. But before I let you go, before we wrap up, can you please share, since our topic is finding your why, what is your why and what inspires you to pursue it and to share it with everyone?
Honestly, my why is so simple. It's for the people who have supported and loved me, which is my family. I mean, plain and simple, there's no other why, and obviously for the higher God. Um, for me personally, everything that I do, I give it back to Almighty. I give it back to my mom, my siblings, my family. But more recently, I have been thinking more of my own future family one day. So that's something that has even made me change career paths. If you guys didn't know, I am doing nursing now. I was doing business before. But, as I grow older, I'm learning so much more about myself. Like you said, I'm sort of in a way, I'm reinventing who I am, but still staying true to who I am. And my whys, so basically my whys, my family, God, and my future family. That's pretty much what I'm trying to build for at the moment. But yeah.
That's amazing because, again, that's a great reminder of understanding why we are living, why we are breathing, why do we have a chance to wake up each morning. So, guys, I hope that you learned a lot
Yeah.
from Katrina. There's so much more we can learn from her, and maybe I can invite her again. Sooner or later, or maybe we can um, manifest a show so that you can still be connected to all the fans that you have here in the Philippines. Watch out, Kumi.
I
She might be
know.
on this soon. So check her out. And again, guys, do follow her and reach out. There might be something that you want to ask that we weren't able to touch on today. And I'm sure she's more than happy to answer your questions right now. I will make sure her handles are on this caption. But again, Katrina, please invite everyone. Or if you have any shout outs, this is your chance to thank whoever is helping
Oh, we
you
can do
and
shout
being the
outs.
best.
Yay.
Yeah, go.
Okay, well, shout out. My mom's gonna be so happy because she always loves when I shout her out. So shout out to my mom. I call her Mama, Mom. She love. Shout out to my mom. Thank you for everything. She's been feeling a little bit ill the past few days, so I hope you get better. I'm praying for you, Ma. I miss you. Um, you know what? Oh my God, I'm getting such. Oh, shout out to my boyfriend because he also loves when I shout him out. Shout out to Robbie. But I mean, other than that, thank you for all of you guys who have been supporting me since day one. I mean, I still get messages from people who are like, I followed you during Beanie, and honestly, that still to this day and will forever touch my heart. So thank you guys so much for all the support and all the love. But like Mafae said, definitely hit me up. Like I am so, so down to converse with you guys. And if you need advice, I'm not the best person, but I'll give you advice. It's up to you if you want to take it, I guess. But I had so much fun on here.
Yeah, if you just want to hear that laugh, oh my gosh, that's what I miss so much. I remember the times that we don't even have to say anything, we
It's
just laugh and
obnoxious.
dance. Bay music, is played. It's just like, yeah. I was like, okay, yes, Bay Area here, guys.
Yes,
But
honey.
anyways, again, Love you, and I am forever your cheerleader in whatever you do. So just know that I'm cheering you on from the Philippines, and we miss you. Hopefully, when we come visit, we can hang out in California.
I
So again,
know. And likewise to you guys too. Next time I visit, I usually go every year. I'm definitely gonna hit you up. We have to hang out and catch up. Like seriously.
yes, yes, exactly. Maybe, just maybe, you might have already your future family by then.
Stop, knock on wood. Ano ba to? Is this wood? Wood ba yun? Hindi
Beautiful
pala
window
wood.
that we see. But anyways, guys, I love this woman so much. I can talk to her for hours and hours. But we will invite her again and have her inspire us even more. So, Katrina, I love you, and God bless
Woohoo!
you and your
Love
family.
you so
To your
much.
mom, I'm also praying for you to get better.
Oh, thank
Thank you
you.
for bringing up this beautiful woman that it just inspires the world. So, again, guys, for tuning in on Kumu and also on Facebook, thank you. Salamat po. And I'll see you again. And you know what to do? Actions speak louder than words. Thank you for tuning in this episode of In Love with Me. Love you.
Thank you for watching In Love with Me series.